Hello and good evening for this Tuesday, October 17th, 2023. It's week 11 here in Big Brother 25, and we're just getting started here on our episode 32 recap and analysis. The not POV specifically, more of a POV competition as this Invisible HOH week continues. This will be a full spoiler warning. We'll be talking about the episode and everything to do with it. And later on, we'll even spoil what even's beyond the episode. So, but for now, we're just going to be talking about the episode proper. Jameel Robinson with me here tonight, and I'm Dave Mader. How are you doing tonight, Jameel?
These Tuesday episodes are not Tuesdaying it for me. Like,
no. No, and we missed Sunday. One of us, we won't say who, somebody fell asleep, and so we were unable to. So we're really talking about two episodes here tonight in terms of our ongoing podcast.
Two episodes with barely anything happened in the two.
I gotta tell you, I think in every marathon they talk about hitting the wall. You know, when you're in that race and there's just that part where you want to quit. You know, it could be in the first 10 miles, it could be in the final mile, but it will happen. And this is what this week has been for me, because I'm just like, okay, there's 3 weeks left, so there's fewer days ahead than there are behind. But this season, like, I don't know, I just feel like the drama, the character is kind of there, but on the other hand, it's also not. I don't know. It just feels like, because normally this show is a summer show, and here we are into October, talk about Big Brother 25, which is fine. That's not the show's fault per se, but it's this week with the Invisible HOH. Jag's got all this power. He's so invisible. Yeah. And then, he's good. He looks like he's going to proceed with his plan to backdoor two people at once, Corey and America, put them both up, make sure he gets one of them out. And that's why, the end of the episode is him telling everybody, I'm the Invisible HOH, particularly more Sari, Felicia, Blue, and others that he's already put up.
Those sequences were so useless. You know why?
Why?
Do you want to know why?
I do want to know why.
Okay. Because the only person who didn't know was Felicia. Everyone else knew he was the Invisible HOH long before he told them.
But in this episode, Jameel, there's a part where Felicia walks up to both Corey and Jag, who are in the hammock together, and they're talking strategy. And she's like, I can tell by the shiftiness in their eyes that one of them is the Invisible HOH. So she just walks up here and goes, so am I the target or what? She gets all confrontational in the episode. Jag gets really quiet. She's like, I think Jag's the Invisible HOH. I could tell from his eyes. He wasn't looking at me. I was like, well, you're right. She's like, Corey was just his annoying, normal self. He's not trying to hide anything, but Jag was trying to hide it. So, yeah.
Miss Felicia, sorry. Sari knew the moment the nominations went up, and she snowed him so bad that when he told her, and it didn't show up on the show, when he told her, she was like, oh my gosh, that's so wonderful. Your mom would be so proud. I'm so proud of you, right? And he started getting all emotional and smiling. Oh, she's so playing him. It's so ridiculous, right?
Yeah. There's a lot to break down in this episode. I think, like, if anything, Blue, I think, kind of stood out to me here in that she just moreover, Corey was sitting really nice in this episode. It's really set up in this episode. He's like, I'm in great position. I'm totally going to go after Jag and Matt next week. They should come after me now, but they think that they're safe. They already told me about the Invisible HOH, right? But then America ruins it. America goes and talks to Blue and says, no, I want you, Blue. But Blue wants nothing to do with America.
Yep.
America to her is just Corey's latch on lackey, and there's no reason. And Corey took out her beloved Jared, so there's no reason for her to want to trust America. She's never going to wanted to work with her. America was very dumb in this move, and it completely exposes herself. Corey, I don't even know if he knows about any of this, and he looks like he could go up on the block if this is what if Jag is going to go through with it. But at this point, I think he has to. It's like it's all America's doing, and she'll be the ultimate downfall here of Corey's game.
Yeah.
That's what it's looking like right now.
You are spot on 100%. Now, not to say that Corey isn't without fault, but at the same time, like, oh my gosh, America she just doesn't know when to say when. And she's like, you know what? I'm still going to try with Blue. It's like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Blue went to Suri and asked Suri what to do. And Suri's like, look, you can't go to Matt and Jag immediately and tell them this, right? You have to right? Because then they might and they might think, oh, you're questioning their loyalty, right? Because what the information that America was detailing was that Matt and Jag were coming after Blue, which they were, technically. They were, right? And
Right.
Blue should understand that they put her up. They didn't need to put her up, right?
I don't think Blue cares. She should recognize that you're correct.
But she has such tunnel vision, right? That it's just so ridiculous that she could easily be played. And she was, for the most part.
Well,
right?
Yeah, she's out for revenge. She doesn't care about winning Big Brother. She's here to get Jared revenge and get, I don't know, I think she's looking to maybe meet up with Jared on the outside. So I don't know. Like, Blue is kind of a interesting player in this show and in this season. She's maybe the ultimate wild card, really, because where does she kind of play into a lot of these other players' final plans? I don't think she does. But right now, they're like, well, we could get rid of you now, but why not get rid of Corey now or get rid of America now? So instead, and
she's like an agent of chaos,
right? You're kind of harmless.
Well, not really, because she's as this agent of chaos. You throw the die, and what you get is snake eyes because of her, right? In the case of Corey and America, right? Like, I think the problem, and this is why I blame Corey as well, because he doesn't see that chaos have been weaponized, right, by Cam, Jag, and Matt, right, to constantly go after Corey. And Corey's like, well, Blue's just after me, not understanding that Blue isn't after her. Blue has been set after him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then at the same time, as you say, she absolutely gives you the impression that she is totally fine with losing this game if she's able to get you out, which is what? Right? Corey isn't really looking at people in that way, that they're being irrational. And I think that's where he has a blind spot in terms of handling Blue, which he should have handled Blue. He should have had a conversation, put all the cards on the table, right? And try to convince her that, this war against the two of them is not going to serve either.
It's pointless.
Yeah.
I don't know if she would have been receptive or not. The thing with Blue is, and my read on her for the entire season has been, she wants to get the last word. She wants to get one over you. She's got to get sort of hand in any argument, and I just think that's where she comes at everything with attitude. She's got a lot of hubris, and she's, I think that's where it's coming from. She's sort of a suicide bomber here. If she could take out Corey here to get, and if it sinks her game, who cares?
She still won.
She's still won. And that's where you're right. Corey has a blind spot for that. He's not thinking that this is what she's going to do, or he just doesn't respect her enough as a player, or both. you
Yeah,
know.
or both.
And America, come on, America, like what are you doing?
She
You
just
know,
sometimes like she has some good reads, but it's also paired with this like naivete where she's like, "I'm just gonna talk to Blue," and it's like, "No, don't do that, especially that way. No."
yeah, because she immediately goes to Jag and Matt with this information, turns them against, and that's where the episode eventually leads. Right? There's also a competition here, you know, and everything else where they swing around to the ropes. We've seen this before. They give them more protective gear here than ever before in the form of these paintball vests, I guess.
Yeah.
That they give
But
them.
yay, another physical comp. That's great.
Another physical comp, another win by Jag after 2 hours on this rope. It comes down between him and Blue, and that's the thing is even in her diary room, Blue says, "Why is Jag fighting so hard to get this? It makes no sense because he's not on the block. Why does he need this?" And she's like, the angel in my heart says he's just trying to make sure he's not a replacement nominee. It has nothing to do with me not wanting me to win. I was like, come on, Blue. But she's like, no, secretly he wants this is personal against me. And even then, like, but that's her. She's not gonna pivot and go, well, maybe I can work with Corey against Jag and Matt because maybe Jag and Matt are now the biggest threat in the game. So maybe I have to like I don't think that's just not what Blue's gonna do, I think,
Yeah.
is the reality of it. I think she would have to be convinced to do that.
Did you like the challenge?
Did I like the challenge? It got boring.
Yeah.
Even with the edit. Okay, like I think that the Sunday episode was very frustrating because there was so much time spent. Guess what? We have the BB comics. We have two different pictures. One, you have a green tie. One, you have a red tie. What? Oh man, I have to go up this zip tie over and over again and look at it. And they would show us the same two comic books over and over and over again. Jamil, we haven't actually talked about that episode. We haven't gone through all those. I think
Look,
I pulled all the images that night. Why don't we quickly just compare it to other years?
But I have to be honest. I don't like BB Comics as an episode. I hate the challenge. It's cute to see the different like comics, but the competition itself, I'm tired of it. I'm sorry. That's one that I feel they should retire. Honestly, I don't want to see it.
What about the Nightmarica? I think this was Corey's story of his episode. He's having a Nightmarica.
It's like, man, I accidentally got the red gem one instead of the green one.
Kitty purr is Blue. The Bowie rang. Right back at you, mate. But Cameron the hair raiser giving Bertha to the dead. Cerise the robe bot. Corey the albacore. I don't know. I think the Felicia one I didn't love, the kayak attack.
Once again, like I think they were so harsh to her at the beginning of the season that they just eased completely off of her during Zingbot and then this. It should have been like something about like, losing her mic packs all the time, or I think it could have been a little more hard hitting.
What does it mean to be a muffin hand? I don't really know. Is that just
soft hands?
Soft hands, big fingers.
I guess maybe puffy hands.
The Pooltergeist, but that sounds like he's a Pooltergeist.
Yeah.
So, the Mikolum, I don't know, the Chillbilly,
McClamity.
the Nash villain. I guess all of them. I don't know. Like they put way too much hype into this comic book thing every week, every year or two. And it's just like I get it. You drew some caricatures and you gave them funny names. I'm sort of like at this many. Like I think you could retire it or don't make it as big of a deal or spend less time on the competition in the episode at least if you want to do it.
Look, I don't blame the contestants because. Just imagine it's like a rite of passage to get BB Comics. Mm-hmm. You'll probably end up getting like a smaller version or one of the versions that you take home and like you have it framed in like a den or something. It's like I was on Big Brother and there's a BB Comics, yay! But as a a watcher of the show, I'm done. I'm done with it. I'm done with the competition. It's the same. Like it takes up too much time whenever they present it because they present it the exact same way all the time, right?
Right.
And I'm just bored with it. I'm just bored. At least I don't know. I felt like when's the last time we've had slip and slide? It's been a while.
The slip and slide one used to be a fun one, you know. The competitions, I don't know, like it's sometimes the edit. I think it's sometimes these diary room sessions. I'm not exactly sure what to put my finger on, but it's like when they give me the competition presentation, I sort of want more. I don't know zaniness. I think one thing that really like caught me into the early when I first started watching this show with McRae, and then he had to host the competition, and he was like this crazy zany character that he didn't really seem to be otherwise, you know. And I was like, "What's that?" Just like, well, that's just what they have to do when they're the host of the competition or whatever. They have to sort of like put it on. They kind of do that now, but not the same like they used to. It used to be a lot more
Yeah.
fun like that, right? There used to be a little bit more presentation from the cast members. And so, yeah, and like I think that saying that this is where I'm hitting the wall in the season, I'm just like, well, give me more interesting stuff. Maybe they're just not getting that with like you got a showman, so Corey and America mostly just in bed together, and then you got sort of Serene and Felicia doing whatever, and like I don't know if it's just like the feeds are just sort of also dull, but like if you've been watching this for 12 weeks at this point or 11 weeks, like on the feeds, like how much can you really know about these people at this point? You must be very well invested.
Yeah. But
Um,
still, if everyone's just sitting down, and this is where it gets hard to like watch the show and to pull information because there's less stuff going around because there's less people, which makes Tuesday even worse when they don't show the veto actual, ceremony as well. It's just terrible.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Since the night has moved to Tuesday, I think it's also like how the week kind of flows is a different pace. I know it's not it shouldn't be that big of a difference, but like Monday, Tuesday, Thursday versus Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and not getting that veto like sort of post veto results and nominations and sort of looking towards it. So they leave us on this cliffhanger week after week. It's kind of exhausting.
Yeah.
So I'm not a huge fan of it. And I guess also just paired with this thing that Jag is seemingly running away with this game. This might be. Do you think he'll win at this point? Like, is it his game to lose? Because that's how I'm feeling.
I feel so, but this came up as an issue. So in the times past, when someone was the invisible HOH, right? The rule was they had to throw the next HOH to maintain the illusion that that they had a chance to win HOH, right? But Jag keeps telling people, and is clearly under the impression that he can actually compete and win the next HOH.
Well, but Julie said that,
which isn't fair.
It's not fair. Yeah, you're right. I agree. Like this, like you should, or there should be some kind of penalty that you're not allowed to tell people. It should have
exactly.
it should have to be a true secret. He shouldn't even be allowed to tell Matt. I think is like the thing about it. I think that everyone should have to sort of play it like if you are the invisible HOH, or if you don't, I don't know what the consequence would be that would deter it.
He can compete in the next HOH.
Or just don't do an invisible HOH. If this had just been a standard HOH week, like really this turned into a great advantage for Jag because now he gets 2 vetoes. He gets to backdoor 2 people this week, one of which is my draft pick. I'm not liking that either. I got to tell you.
And plus he can compete in the next HOH, which isn't fair.
Right.
Because so let's say like Corey or like whoever is on the block. Let me just say that whoever is on the block, there's a possibility that they don't have a chance to get revenge if they miss the opportunity to win HOH. Let's say Jag wins again. You can't take revenge. There's no back and forth. That's
if Jag wins the next HOH. Like I think he could win this game. I think, unless somebody like turns around. But at that point, he'll take it out two fairly big threats, probably,
So,
right? If he
yeah,
gets Corey out this time and he gets out, I don't know, like even if I think he's planning to cut Matt at 5. I think that's what you also see here with Jag. He'll cut Matt when it's just him and Sari. Who does he want? Sari, Felicia, and Bowie Jane. So everyone else is expendable, but he's also fine with putting up Felicia as a nominee, as a pawn, because he wants her in the final 5, but he doesn't really care if she's evicted now. She's kind of expendable. It's not about it being in an alliance with her. It's just about
but there's no alliance. There's no big alliance. There's Matt and Jag. There's Felicia and Suri. Those are the actual pairs.
And if you're Jag and you can be okay in the final 4, it's me, Felicia, Suri, and Bowie Jane. I think I would feel pretty good if I were Jag about winning that whole game at that point. Just winning out all the competitions.
Well, technically, he would be going against the 2 other women that won HOH.
Well, yes. And maybe like in a mental comp, they beat him. But I somehow see Jag not even losing any of these mental comps either, right? Like he's looking like
once Corey is out, I can understand that.
This guy's determined. I'm impressed with Jag. If he does end up winning this season, I think we will look back at Jag as a great player.
You think so?
If he wins, if he goes on to win this, and I think we'll look at sort of these moves this week as being all leading out his competition prowess, his energy, his willingness to sort of wait to strike at his targets. Also, but I was kind of thinking that Jag's ultimate downfall will be his sort of hesitation of willing to put people up. You saw, I was like, you're not going to go after Corey, and Corey's like, you should totally put me up. What are you doing, right? So I thought okay, well, Jag could have been a great player, but he's ultimately too gun shy here. He's not willing to take the shot right now because he's too afraid of Corey, like putting up someone like Corey, them not getting voted out and then putting him up in return. Right. Mm-hmm. So, but then he pivots here and he changes his mind. So I think that there's still hope for Jag. Hence, I put him up as our background here tonight, Jamil, because I think, he's impressing me as of late.
At the same time, Suri is just commanding the social game so effortlessly. And I think she has a good read in terms of the house.
Does she? Because I think Suri on the show comes across as very sleepy.
Yeah, because what should she do? Stupid mask. What should she do?
Wait, who's that? I can't tell.
Oh my gosh, it's so terrible. But what should she do? All these people are taking each other out. And then majority of the people said that they're not going to get rid of her. So
right. I don't think she should do anything, but I just think in terms of her as a character on the show, she's coming across a little bit,
yeah,
entertainment wise. But she plays to win, right?
Well, was it? She plays to win, yes. She was kind of controlling Blue this week. Because Blue immediately, once she got the information, wanted to go to Corey, wanted to go to Matt and Jag. And Suri kind of sat her down and goes, look, you need to wait. You need to wait because Matt and Jag are going to come to you and they're going to start talking to you about stuff. And if you're responding to their initial conversations about stuff, it's going to go a lot smoother when you start talking about America and Corey. Whereas if you kind of leave all the cards on the table and say that, you were openly discussing, getting rid of them, getting rid of Matt and Jag, right? Or you didn't trust them or why exactly you were going down the routes that you were going, right? It instills a lack of trust, and Suri wanted to make sure Blue did not put herself in that position because she's hoping to use Blue. So everyone's going to say that everyone's going to turn into a Fields
Everyone's
They're
in
gonna
fields.
be
Everyone's getting
everyone-
invited to the family get together,
yeah.
and that's
You
how
see,
it is.
like Jag's
Everyone but
emotions.
Blue. I don't know if Blue gets invited.
Jared's like, no, I'm not here.
Yeah, I'm not a Fields. What was my fake last name in the house?
Left on red. It's like, I'm not here. I'm not here.
Can I ask you something else? Okay, what I did, I didn't like the competition really itself because I felt it was just a little long in the edit. The second competition I kind of liked more, where they had to guess how long Jag, who was as the winner of the first part of the veto, having to stay up there for 2 hours plus, hanging off there. How long could he hang off of this rope? Right? How many in seconds? And he would get like thousands of dollars for every time, as much time as he could stay up there. Right? I think $1,000 every so many seconds, right? So everyone had to guess, what would your guess have been? I guess for Jag going up here, because we could win tens of thousands of dollars potentially.
What would if I had my actual choice, right? Realistically, not like in comparison to how long he actually stayed up. I would have said he would have stayed up for about maybe 40 seconds.
Well, he ends up making it to 110 seconds.
Yeah.
And getting $3,500. Although Bowie Jane predicted he would be up there for 5+ minutes and get $10,000, which is, but holding off the end of there, I guess that's harder than it looks. I think that they know that too before they were like, we're going to give you money, but they wanted him to try to stay up there as long as possible. He said he was dead, and Blue ends up winning that competition.
Luck-based competition for the most part.
Bowie Jane was all the way off by 382 seconds.
I was kind of hoping that like someone would put Miss Felicia's number from. That would have been hilarious.
Where was Felicia's? Bowie or Sari was 600, and I think Felicia was not that far off. Why does Felicia wait so long to show hers? Oh, well, Blue wins with. She was only off by 5 seconds. Blue.
Yeah.
And Corey was off by like 30 seconds, but I think Matt was next closest. Anyway, so Blue ends up winning. Okay, let's talk about these punishments that they handed out. So they threw Felicia into solitary, which she was actually happy about.
Weren't you hoping for Miss Felicia's funeral to come out of this?
I was hoping
where she just takes over the house. Yeah, Dan Giesling.
Yeah, and then we got Sarika in the superhero thing, as we showed the mask image a little earlier. Hers was a little tougher.
Mm-hmm.
Where were they? Also, like this is this is the set, the lot that they're on. This is the same place they did that horror event, right? Yeah, because this is outside.
Yeah, doesn't it seem wrong? It seems wrong that it's outside, that they're outside.
It seems like it's a set, but
still, they're outside.
I guess with a roof is what it's like. It's under one of those big buildings, but it's not. It's outdoor. It's open air. And I was like, we were saying, is this somewhere they film another show? Or do they film other movies here?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Any idea what?
I don't. What have they made in Paramount? That isn't Star Trek. Not Yellowstone. A little bit too modern.
Maybe it's one of those 1884s or whatever from Yellowstone. A Yellowstone story. Okay, so Felicia's punishment, where she had like the toilet tent set up right in this other room, where she was kind of like just hanging out. She was organizing things. She I don't know, she made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich a couple times. She didn't seem too bad. This was kind of whatever for me on the episode. Cerise was also kind of like she was not the person to give this punishment to. Like, if you want to get an entertaining segment, like sometimes these punishments, like remember when Paul was given that like
Yeah.
secret agent thing back in like Big Brother 18, and it was pretty funny. You know, that's what you're kind of hoping for from one of these. This was not that. This was sort of the opposite of that, where Cerise is like, I have to get up and I have to roll around on the ground.
This is a Blue thing.
This would have been more of a Blue or somebody like, here. Oh, just look at this. What is it like? Cerise or Corey's like, oh, this is like almost a 2-time winner of Survivor, and how the mighty fall. Yeah, is this even a role? I don't even know. Yeah, Corey. Was just like, how does this happen? How are you fallen sort of here? So I don't know. That was most of the episode was that. Other than like we saw Jag and Matt coming around the idea of putting up both Corey and America because Blue basically told them about the conversation. Now, the only thing with Blue is she says that Corey and America want to do this and this and this, but it's really just America that made the suggestion of like, do you think you want to go long term with Matt and Jag? I don't even know if Corey knew about the conversation, authorized it, signed off on it in any way.
Nope.
But he is completely lulled in with this, regardless. Sings his game as mentioned. And so here by the end, Jag is going around talking to Blue, talking to Sari, talking to Felicia about I'm the invisible HOH and I'm going after Corey, and because he doesn't want to like reveal he's the invisible HOH out of nowhere. He has to like
plant seeds and then
and reveal this, that there's a grand master plan here. So that's where the episode leaves us. That's what we're left on. There's no actual veto ceremony. We don't get to see it play out in this Tuesday format. We got to get over it. So it's what it is. And so, all right, that's the episode proper. I need to know that I assume he had to have gone through with this, but maybe I'll be surprised on Thursday and like, oh, actually, I turned around and changed my mind. I slipped on a
banana peel, and I picked Matt to go up. You know?
Or I decided just to replace Blue with Sari, like Corey told me to. So, but no. So okay, and all right, let's assume that happens before we even get into any kind of spoilers. And so if you're the house, who like you gotta want to vote out Corey over America, if that's ultimately what he does here, right?
Unless you want to keep Corey to kind of battle Jag.
Unless that, right? But and Jag doesn't vote, and Matt does. But there's so if you're Sari and Felicia and Blue and Bowie Jane, who are going to control this vote, what do they want from this Corey America vote? For most of them, I think for most of them, America is more of an issue, more worth getting out. So can Corey survive this vote? I think so, maybe.
In the sense that America hasn't done super poorly in competitions, right?
But she hasn't won anything either.
Well, outside of Blue's one, her recent winnings, has she won a HOH? Not really.
Not really. I think in terms like it's just if you're thinking of it as competitors versus non-competitors, who might get taken to the end versus not. I think that like America is more somebody like is more expendable if you're Sari and Felicia. Like like Sari might want to get a Corey just to get back for Jared. I could see that. That could be ultimately her motivation. That how many votes do we need to get voted out?
For next one?
Yeah.
So Matt, Miss Felicia,
right.
Sari, Bowie Jane, and
who's not a nominee?
And Blue.
No, that's 5 votes, right? We're saying 5 votes.
Isn't that 6? Miss Felicia, Sari, Bowie Jane, Blue, and Matt. That's 5.
Yeah, I think only 5 votes.
Okay, 5 votes.
Right. So Sari and Matt might be immediately predisposed to want to vote out Corey.
Yeah.
in that situation. You only need one more. Unless the other three decide the other thing, which so our is Bowie Jane Blue. I think Blue will certainly
Yes.
want to vote out Corey. I think Corey's dead here. I think he's dead. I think there's no way he survives this vote. Like because of Suri and Blue and Alone, like those two and Matt, who are all gonna want probably want to get a Corey more.
And you can understand why.
You can understand why they would all have legitimate reasons.
He's sold to people. Oh, I'm going to be so good at the memory cops that are happening at the end.
Right.
Guess where we're nearing the end.
Felicia has no love for Corey either. I don't think really. So I think that, and I don't think Bowie Jane's going to care enough to want to fight, even if America is better to keep for her game personally, which I think it would be in Bowie Jane's case. I either. So it's not that big of a deal for. So I think Corey's. Oh, poor Corey. It was all because of America.
Yeah.
You let this showmance get to you. That was your fatal flaw. But hey, Thomas is the best.
Corey has not recovered from a social perspective since he hooked up with America.
Right, because he was like this whole other dynamic player to a lot of the rest of them, and then he became in the showmance, and then he's just sort of been he's McCrae,
Yeah,
he's been McCrae.
Yeah,
right. Has this potential, and then just kind of it's so wrapped up in the showmance that gets blinders to the rest of the game, and then eventually gets put up and sent. The only thing different was that Amanda was more of an annoying, disruptive presence, that she was worth getting out first when you put up.
Yeah.
Right. But here it's not the case. Corey's the more dangerous player and the more obnoxious player too. So if you're opposed to him, right. So whereas America is more naturally sweet and wants to sort of get along.
Well, fair enough.
Is that it from the episode?
Yeah, that's it. We're nearing the end. Daryl, my pick is still in this game. Still.
Only, yeah, because you guys drafted Luke and Kirsten, who were out on 8 and 9, day 9, respectively. And Sari was like given to you guys, well, because everyone else in the draft got 2 picks. You guys only got 1 each. You should get Sari. You'll share Sari, and if Sari wins, you both win. And it's not looking too bad for you. You're right. So you had a hard start, but it's she could win this game. I think the fact that no one talks about her really is kind of astounding. There's always bigger.
It is crazy. And then once Corey's gone, who's going to constantly remind people that this is Suri Fields? She was like a social genius in Survivor, et cetera, et cetera.
That's the thing is Suri can I think only really win if she can. She ought to take out Jag, because or somebody.
Technically, she could only if she only needs 1 HOH to do so.
Sure, and you never know, right? But it just that shot may never also come, right? Because he's so good that he could win everything. Could happen, right? Sure. So and that's why. But it goes for a lot of players. I think this game does have some interesting players like Corey and Jag and Matt and Sari. They're all good. You got some chaos players in here like Blue, but then there's also on the show when I watch the episodes, I'm lacking sort of that energy that I need. That's how maybe because it's just been a long season, and we have a lot longer to go here.
Oh,
there's no spoilers. Is there any spoilers officially from this?
We all know who gets put on the block.
Right.
That's the spoiler. That's the spoiler.
Okay, so that's the spoiler. But anything else that would be
not really. Not really.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for being with us tonight. Thanks for listening to our take on this episode. A little bit on the BB Comics episode, although there was even less to say about that episode than this episode. I thought. And we'll be back Thursday to talk about this eviction for week 11 before we head into week 12. Where hopefully we get is it going to be back to Scrambleverse or is it going to be back to Scaryverse?
Did they even mention that?
They haven't, yeah, but or is it Humiliverse? Is that are we due for Humiliverse again? I don't know. but that will.
But why do Camille voice a verse after you've doled out punishments? I just feel that that's like redundant.
Appetizer.
I guess so.
If you're sadistic, I guess. All right. Well, thanks for being with us. We'll be back Thursday and the rest of it. Check out our Survivor coverage too. If you're a Survivor fan, we talk about that every Wednesday. We'll be on tomorrow talking about episode 4 of this newest season, and that will be fun. And also check out our other channels in the greater network. We call it the United Federation of Podcasts, which features many great shows like Live Long and Podcast, where we talk Star Trek. We're talking the new Lower Decks episode Thursday. We got Trivial Debates, where we have a host, 3 contestants arguing about all kinds of different topics. We've had 2 horror-themed episodes this month. Check out that on that channel. Eamon Mater talks music on Eamon on Track, with soon-to-be Uncle Gary and Benny Graves coming on to talk about his next guests coming up in the near future. Michael Chan, Alex Blackburn, talking horror movies. It's October. The horror of it all. The Hellbound podcast. Look out for them. And the X-Rated podcast with X-Men, the animated series. They're talking tonight about their last cartoon, I believe. I know they were on when we came on. Graphic Histories podcast with Andre Mayette. Also from X-Rated. Where he interviews all kinds of fascinating people in these long format audio podcasts. Look for that wherever you get your audio podcasts. And hold up. Movies with David and Murphy, where they argue about movies. Sometimes they agree, though. When I'm there, I broker peace. And I say, guys, let's all agree on these space movies. And then we all do. And then we sing Kumbaya. And we go off into the night. And it's all good, Jamil.
It's true. It's all good.
Yeah, it's all good. Thanks for being with us, everybody. See you Thursday. And on that note, I don't know.
Giving you all the energy of this season.
Yeah. I need something. Oh, here. This is what I'm going to go for. Here we go.
See you on the flip side.